Star Trek 57, M23, take 2.
It's the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
When Delmonda brought the MacGyver's logs to you, did he tell you how he acquired them?
He said that they were found in an unmarked vessel that was retrieved for salvage.
I see. But why bring them to you?
My senior thesis was an examination of the current Federation ban on genetic engineering. The exceptions, the lines we assure ourselves are clearly defined, but when it comes to augmentation, let's just say that God is in the gray areas.
And why were you drawn to that area of research?
It's a sexy topic, academically speaking. Hundreds of people have found themselves discriminated against for even a small percentage of augmented DNA. Interestingly, many of them are Starfleet officers.
Starfleet officers would be less predisposed to judge such individuals by an inheritance they could not control.
You'd be surprised.
Hello, and welcome to the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Welcome. Please sit.
Well done, Dan. I was wondering if I jumped right into it, if you'd be quick enough, but I should have known.
Yeah, usually the episodes begin with us being like, "Oh, pressing the button.
Are you ready?
Pressing the button. Pressing the button. No, don't press the button. Don't press the button.
Please.
Why? Oh no, I'm not ready.
Do you think Khan was sitting, or do you think he just made that guy sit?
There's no way to know because it was an audible format.
Exactly.
But that's a good question, Jesse. I think when I think back to my memory of thinking about this, of receiving the audio information, I think I imagine him standing up and sort of looming.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That motherfucker was a loomer. He was looming over everything.
All right. Hello, everybody. Yes, this is the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Whoa.
We're starting right up. We're not doing this. Are you ready?
That's wild.
We've been doing that for a while.
We're appeasing Dan.
Back in the day, we used to
Appeasing me?
No.
How is that appeasing me? That has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. I've never once commented on once we start. I've never been like, "Hey guys, no mumbo jumboing while we start. Mumbo bamboing, bumbo
I
lomboing."
don't know what you're saying.
Just before we started recording, Jesse was all like, Dan, I'm going to try not to antagonize you.
And you accuse me of just to please Dan, something that I've never asked to be pleased for about.
All right.
I said appease.
And by the way, I still want to be called out if I use the word "like" too much.
Okay,
I'm still doing that.
That's okay.
I'm still doing
That's
that.
Dan
okay.
mentioned this last week. So Jesse and I'm Patrick. Jesse and Dan wants Jesse and I, again, I'm Patrick, to call him out on the likes, but
That's
also
Dan.
we welcome...
My name is Dan.
Dan.
I'm sorry. Now I'm doing it.
We welcome the audience to call Dan out on his verbal crutches as well, ideally, specifically. But if you notice any others for Dan or any of us, feel free to write in at feedback@itsgotstartrek.com.
Your terms are acceptable.
All right, we're going to be talking about this guy's accent later.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it last week, but it's worth talking about again.
it's
How was his name, Delmonda?
it's more of a thing this week. But first, it's got Star Trek. You know, back in the day, sorry, back in the day.
Okay.
Back in the day, we used to do the podcast where we would sort of start like in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah.
I am aware.
Yeah.
I know. That's what we commented on.
We were avant-garde.
That's what Jesse accused me of wanting us to stop doing.
No.
I've never asked us to stop doing that.
I'm talking about something entirely different.
No, because we began the podcast not mid-conversation. We began it with you just jumping right into it.
Yeah.
This is different?
There's a distinction I'm calling out, which is I'm talking about eons ago. I'm talking about like pre-episode 100. There used to be a tendency for us to start the conversation and then just sort of like the podcast would start kind of like in the middle of us having a conversation about Star Trek. It was just sort of like easing as if we were already talking about it. Then we did other things, and then most recently been doing this whole like, oh, are you ready? I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit more
today
antagonistic.
we're just starting podcast.
Yep.
Don't be upset.
Star Trek. It's
Con.
got.
Wow.
Rearrange the words as necessary.
Please do not hurt us.
This is episode 320 of the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
All right. Killer.
320 dudes.
320 bros.
What drug is the 320 for? If 420 is for marijuana or cannabis,
320.
what is 320 for?
Salvia.
Salvia, for those who don't know, is a short-acting hallucinogen that if you smoke it, it makes you feel like you have 1,000 cosmic elves. They're sort of tugging at your face and
dancing on your face,
tugging you down into the netherworld.
It's short acting, which is different from tenactin, which is tough acting.
Tough
acting.
Acting and acting.
It was good.
Tough acting.
It was good. Are you
patronizing me?
I'm not patronizing it because I really like the joke.
Salvia
I can see
divino.
on your face you're lamenting it that you sort of stumbled over.
Oh, see, he's pointing it out. That means he is giving me shit.
I'm not giving you shit.
He's giving me shit.
We all know. Tough acting to acting.
Tough acting.
John Madden was
tough acting.
John Madden, the ex-football coach, football announcer.
I know.
Tough acting.
I know you think it was good, but you were patronizing me a little bit.
I don't think that's patronizing. I think it's just sort of, just being honest,
teasing,
being honest with our audience.
No, because you said that was good, Dan. That was good. Don't worry, you stumbled a little bit, but it was good, Dan. It was a little patronizing. I know there was more good meant than malice, but there was like a little bit
malice. I love humanity. I love that there are always so many interesting ways people can interpret things, and so many different ways people might intend things. But that's part of the human condition.
Let's just say that God is in the gray areas.
Exactly. Something that this podcast gets at. I'm not our podcast. The Star Trek Con podcast.
Actual serious podcast.
Which is what we have been covering.
All that matters is what is.
all this time. What is this? This is episode 7. This is episode 7. We are talking this week about the Jesus.
Oh wow. Now who's having problems?
I'm tough acting to This week we are discussing Star Trek Con episode 7. I stopped saying season 1 because it's not going to be multiple seasons of this, right? Presumably, right? So episode 7 of Star Trek Con, the podcast, titled I Am Marla.
The vast majority of this story is very likely a lie.
Do you hate shopping for pants?
Yeah, I know. I get.
It always starts that way.
I get so many different commercials. All the other commercials are different from week to week. All the commercials I get are different except for the first one. The first one is always accusing me of not liking shopping for pants. I was shopping for pants earlier today.
It's really not that bad.
It's not so bad.
It's so much better than it used to be.
Yeah, and especially
it's a sexy topic.
If you're trying to get something comfortable and fits and looks nice and is good durable fabric,
nice color,
balance against price, all that.
I am Marla.
Happen inside.
Are you ready?
Are you certain you're up to this?
Okay. I'm hearing the messages you're sending out.
Episode 7. I am Marla.
I am Marla.
I am Jesse.
So Dan,
I think you're going to love it here.
Why don't we start by reviewing what lists and other sorts of things you have for us this week.
The various features.
I presume you have a list of the parts or whatever. I don't know what you call that. Where you kind of go through the thing.
Bullet points.
This week we're gonna get right into that. We're gonna get right into that.
Wow, just to get it out of the way.
Not to get it out of the way.
Nitty-gritty.
Because
it always ends up going long.
Well, mainly because what you've done is you've provided us with a really good skeleton for discussion. And so I was like, why don't we just start with that?
Or one time you referred to it as scaffolding, which is equally equally.
Scaffolding. I think scaffolding is even better.
Yeah, those are both good descriptions.
I've always
I will
liked
say.
that word, scaffolding.
Scaffolding is less scary than a skeleton.
But what happens is we talk about the episode, then we go over it, and then some of the things I go over, like we've already gone over.
Yeah, and then you're all like, blah, blah, blah,
and then I go, la 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 la.
all right, so we'll do that list. Are there any other lists of goofy things or duties or no duties
There's,
or poops or not poops or people who pee a lot? Is there like a? I don't know. I'm not trying to.
The role of
guess
Dan
it-
will be
guess-
played by Patrick.
Yeah,
this week.
I'm not trying to guess at what your
Nazdrovia.
what your thing's going to be this week.
It's not goofy lines. It's not cheesy lines. It's weird line / delivery.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Now, do you have a list of really sort of emotionally upsetting lines?
No, I didn't. I decided to avoid a list like that.
Are we going to do the thing where you have a clip and people have to people at home have to guess the thing?
Yes. So
it's got an acronym.
that's right. That's right. It does have a tough act and an acronym. And what Jesse's referring to.
Wait, sad things like
I would build that dome in air.
I'm so sorry. I'm so Also, we're going to talk about the music, but I apologize for laughing at that. I'm laughing at it because
of discomfort?
It's hilarious out of context.
I know, right?
In context, very well performed and impactful. Out of context, hilarious. But yes, Jesse, we will be playing this new game we've been trying to force on the audience called Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before?
Thank you.
AKA
WTHHIHTB.
Yes.
We're gonna play that.
How could I have forgotten?
And by play that again, our recording schedule for the holidays is a little compressed, so that we're gonna answer the question from 2 weeks ago, the clip from 2 weeks ago, where we play a clip from somewhere in the Star Trek franchise. We play the clip, and then you, the audience, get to write in to us either through social media at It's Got Star Trek or email feedback at It's Got Star Trek or Facebook or whatever. You send us your guesses, and then we'll tell you where the clip is from. So we'll reveal where the clip from 2 weeks ago is from, and we will play a new clip for people to guess.
But it won't be
by next week.
They won't be able to do it immediately. It'll be the next week.
No, for you, Dan, from when we're recording. When they hear this, they will have a week to submit their.
But there's always room for compromise.
Indeed. I know. I last week's episode, which we recorded a few days ago, I also got confused by this.
I wasn't on that one.
We'll get there. We'll figure it out eventually. But yes, Jesse, we will be playing that in the third break.
I am satisfied.
Okay.
Good. I'm glad you're satisfied, Jesse.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So we've settled all that.
Acceptable.
Good. We're ready to go.
It's most acceptable.
So we can
day.
start.
Come on, everybody. We're burning daylight.
This is a really highly apropos sound clips this week.
Yeah, there was a lot of sound this
Danny
week.
clips.
There was a lot of sound.
There were a lot of sounds this week. This was a big one. This was a sound heavy episode.
Sure was.
Most of them are around the same. This was probably maybe 25% more. No, maybe almost. Maybe 50% more sounds this week than normal.
And that's just sort of your gut feeling?
I'm going to make 50% more sounds this week.
I know exactly how many sounds there were, but I'm saying...
Is it the number of sounds or the length? The number is more important than the length, right?
Jesse, wait, why?
I'm doing 50% more sound.
Okay.
It's hard to talk about sounds when you're making...
Okay, I'll stop for a minute. I'll let you say it.
It's funny because I wasn't sure how he was going to explain that. When he explained that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
But I couldn't intuit that. I was like, I have no idea what explanation he's going to give.
That's my thing, man.
I have to give him some credit. It made sense what he said. I wouldn't say that it was appropriate.
I gotcha.
Now, who am I to say what is and is not appropriate? This is just my opinion.
Who am I to say?
But you did surprise me with your explanation. 50% more sound.
And this is
because there was a reason for it.
Touche,
This is in part on Dan and I, because Dan and I have dissuaded Jesse from taking ADHD medication.
Yeah, right.
for the purposes of the show. Maybe if we do a history podcast, we'll say, okay, take it that way. All right, Dan. Point number one on your list, which presumably starts with some aggressive Tuvok Lear conversation.
No.
You got even something before that.
No.
We're just talking about the number of sounds.
We were talking about this. We were talking about sounds. You said, "Do you do it by length?" I said, "No, it's a good idea, but that takes more calculation. It's
numbers
easier
makes more sense.
Makes sense to count the numbers. Usually, I fall within 5 or 10 of around the same number of sounds. This week, I probably have maybe 50% or more sounds.
Now, what is that number? Because honestly, I don't know what the total number of sounds each week is.
I feel weird about revealing it, to be honest.
For real.
Yeah.
But you know the number.
Maybe audiences can try to guess. How many sounds I normally have for.
Do you feel violated?
And you can get the answer on our Patreon.
Yeah,
a special $1,000 a month feed if you want to know Dan's secrets.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can guess how many sounds do I usually have in this week? This week I have 50% more, but up until this week, how many sounds did I have on average in the Con podcast?
50.
That's a guess.
All right. So write in it. Feedback at itsgotStarTrek.com.
Jesse, what do you guess? Did you even hear the question? He didn't hear the question.
I heard the question. 35.
Are you fibbing?
He was thinking.
Is this fibbing?
Is this like when you said you heard Patrick give his muffin mouth
No,
entry?
that was different. I was completely lying.
Yeah, you were completely. I knew you were. You know how I knew you were? You know how I knew you were lying?
Because I lied about it.
Because you know I knew it. Because when I asked you, you weren't like,
Exactly.
You know what? I wasn't. You weren't like, I don't know. You just went like, huh? What? I don't know.
Yeah.
You just went, huh? I don't know. That meant like
I wanted to eat that muffin.
you didn't even think about it, and I kept.
This was a really offensive moment to you.
But because like I kept being like, you didn't hear him, and you kept being like, yes, I did so. I was like, you're lying. He's like, I'm not lying. Yes, I get a little offended.
Give me that fucking muffin.
I get a little offended when somebody lies to me about something so inconsequential.
I'm really sorry I did that.
We'll have to play a number game.
I keep thinking about that,
soon.
and I regret it.
I get mad when people lie to me about something consequential as well, but in a different way. Okay, I'll drop it.
I hope to someday make this up to you.
See, now what I'm getting mad at you about is something you can get mad at me about because I'm harping. What I'm doing right now is I'm harping, and I should stop harping. I should banjo instead.
Yeah. I was going to say looting.
What about mandolin?
Mandolining.
Or ukulele?
Ukulele-in?
You mean a womandolin?
Woman.
Womandolin.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
are we doing weird lines or are we doing the
You
parts?
did a bunch of weird lines.
Let's start with the parts. We can do the weird lines at the beginning of the second break. But let's start with the
Guys always doing weird lines.
Okay.
Acceptable.
All right. So Okay, and a kitty beep beep doop bop boobity boobity boo.
You're doing 50% more sounds.
Danny's assiduously staying away from any sort of copyrightable music. Coming very close. But he's musically gifted enough to know when to go up, when you gotta go down, when you would normally go down.
How about this one?
Last week or last episode, Dan and I, after the episode, we were like, why do these episodes keep going along?
Yeah, okay.
Why do they keep going along?
Good point. This is my bad.
So,
I wasn't even on that one.
Get into the list.
Okay.
No, well, you weren't here to help corral us.
Okay.
I never did.
Okay, so starting at the beginning, number one. The reason I'm pausing is because there's a couple other things I want to talk about, but we can talk about that as might as well start at the beginning. Okay. Number one. So it begins with Tuvok and Lear, right? Dr. Lear. Tuvok asks Lear how Delmonda got these documentations because we found out last week that she got this from Delmonda.
And this is a direct continuation from the cliffhanger last week. So the same conversation.
Yeah. So apparently he got him in an unmarked vessel retrieved for salvage. Apparently, Lear's and Tuvok. Tuvok asked her why she got these things, and she was like, she didn't say why, but she said her thesis was a Federation ban on genetic engineering, so she's smart about stuff. So this implies that he went to her because he knew that or something, I guess. I don't know.
But she had a previous academic reputation. She had previously published on this. So he went through all the Federation journals and he was like, you know what? This Dr. Lear, Delmonda, I'm going to give it to this Dr. Lear person.
He chose his fate.
Yeah, like I said, interestingly, she never says that explicitly, but she just answers with that response that's what she studied. But
very good point that I had not considered.
Yeah, but we can, I guess, figure it out. She says that people were being judged by their augments, even if it was just a small amount, like
whether they're like related to augments.
Yeah,
we've seen that on Star Trek shows. I guess we've seen it on.
She made oblique references to specific things we've seen in multiple series, but an interesting variation on the quote-unquote one-drop rule, which in the United States refers to the idea that you have one drop of non-white blood, and that makes you a non-white person, which was the law for a number of years.
And that was the true moral injury.
Might be the law again soon. We'll see. We'll see.
Boy.
Stay tuned.
Oh, boy.
Ouch. Then kill it. Kill it with your mind.
With your mind.
With your mind.
But Tuvok says Starfleet wouldn't do that. They wouldn't make those judgments. And she's like, oh, yes, they would.
Well, to be specific.
She said you'd be surprised.
Well, no. I really enjoyed the way this little bit went where Tuvok was saying, I think Starfleet officers are less likely to be shitty assholes like that.
Shitty assholes.
And then she was like, you'd be surprised. There's some shitty assholes in Starfleet. I think they're both right in a sense. It's like a classic good Star Trek thing where Tuvok's not wrong that ideally the cool Starfleet people aren't going to be dickheads.
Maybe the Vulcans.
But there's also assholes.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
A whole lot.
Yeah, and I mean it would be stupid. I mean Tuvok has had to have seen this happen already, like in Starfleet. I mean,
he's just an ensign at this.
I guess maybe he hasn't been there long enough because we've seen it directly happen in Strange New Worlds, which took place before this.
Sure,
so.
But not everybody is up on everything, and also with Tuvok being an ensign. Now, granted, he's a Vulcan ensign. But when you're early in your career, you can buy into the organizational propaganda, whatever that organization might be.
It was a reflex,
including Starfleet, and then maybe you get a little older and more experienced, and you're like, you know what? I've run into a few assholes.
If I've mentioned this before,
punch you,
shut me the fuck up. But like, he's an ensign at this point, and like in Voyager, he's a lieutenant.
Because he took a long break.
That was a whole long bit of time.
Yeah, on Voyager, there's a whole story element where because he's 90 or something in Voyager, and they talk about how he was in Starfleet, but then took a super long break because he was I forget exactly the context, but he was disenchanted or something with Starfleet.
And wasn't he like an instructor at the academy?
I think he did some of that. I think he did some other stuff, and then he came back and then like hooked up with the Janeway. And I don't mean hooked up.
No.
I just mean hooked up.
Yeah.
It's a sexy topic.
Totally. Okay. Satisfactory answer.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We finished our color commentary, Dan. Back to you.
More lies.
So he asked if Delmonda ever contacted her again. She's like, no. She says no. I said like. I took it back. Okay, this is interesting. So he said, did Delmonda contact you? She goes, no. And he just goes, fascinating. Specifically, he goes,
fascinating.
So you think at first he just heard something that was fascinating, which he did, but it's for a much more sinister fascinating than when we think at first. And she somehow detects that it's sinister because she goes, what are you talking about, Tuvok?
She's no dummy. She's immediately like, this guy thinks I'm full of shit. This guy knows I'm full of shit.
Yeah, right. So because it sounds like he's saying fascinating because he thinks her work is interesting, but really it's because he realizes she's lying. He says her story is a lie, though it's unclear whether he means the logs she was given are a lie or if she herself is lying, but she seems stressed, so probably the latter or both.
I think it's more about the context, right? Well, we'll see ultimately, but if I had to predict, the vibe I've been getting is it's not that the logs are like made up or anything like that, but rather that because this is a common thing in history. Like when you study history, it's all about like you can have the same facts but come up with all sorts of different ways to like present it,
them.
what things you decide to focus on or not focus on. And I think that both Sulu and Tuvok have been kind of hard on her.
Yeah.
No jokes.
Oh,
No
man.
jokes.
Nope.
It's a sexy topic.
They've been hard on her in that sense of like the concern they have is that she's framing things in the sense of like Captain Kirk is shady or Starfleet is shady or something is shady because these people are augments and they're being treated with prejudice as opposed to being treated really nicely for people who tried to murder and torture a bunch of people.
Well, in context of what we know about the characters.
My God.
What? What?
Context.
Oh, okay. Did Jesse say it?
No, nobody said it.
Oh, you just thought it.
I just thought it.
It's ruined. The word is ruined. I thought I just said something terrible.
I said it
you
after
didn't-
he said
you did nothing
yeah.
wrong. And the problem for real is not just the con thing because it's that, but it's also because of Star Trek Discovery's context is for kings. I always think of that. And it's not even from Star Trek Discovery originally. That's like a line. And then like Lorca says it, context is for kings. Lorca, hey, Lorca over here. And then so it's context is for kings, context.
And now these filthy aliens are clouding your mind. Filling it with lies.
Da.
Clouding your mind. Clouding your mind. Clouding your mind.
That dude was all like, "Con."
Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, when he was like,
Con! Con!
Which is it?
Con!
This is
He has that effect on people, I guess.
I think this is the second time they've echoed, although this one was a much more close echo, Kirk saying Khan a bunch of times in Star Trek 2 when he was trapped underground on Regular One.
yeah.
Penelope.
Penelope. You mean Penelope?
Penelope.
Because that's how
Junior.
I thought that was the name. When I was a kid and I had only read the name Penelope, I knew the name Penelope existed, but when I'd read novels that had a character named Penelope, I didn't think of the name Penelope. I thought like, oh, this character's named Penelope.
I had the same experience.
I've never met a Penelope. And then one day, when I was way older than I'd like to admit, my brain clicked and I was like, oh.
What's the name of Joaquin's son?
I know, right?
Joachim.
You said it right, because historically you've said it Joachim.
I know.
And I was thinking, it makes sense when you read it off the page, but this is an audio-only format, so they pronounce it for you. So it's not like you even have to know how it's spelled, but somehow you have it in your head to do it phonetically from how it's spelled, which is crazy to me.
Joachim is a normal name. I've seen it in text many times before.
So when you
and the problem, yes.
Are you associating it back with what you've seen?
It's worse than that. I'm associating with the fun little personal joke in my head where I'm like, I'm going to say it. In my mind, I'm going to say Joachim.
It was a reflex.
Like.
Are you saying you're doing it as a joke?
Like Penelope, but it's one of those things that's. I warn my children about this. They
Chimney Changas.
They do funny jokes, pronounce things funny, and I'm like, just so you know, I know from experience that if you at first you do it for fun, and then one day you're in like a high level meeting and you say something stupid because you've gotten so used to saying it the dumb way as your own little fun little inside joke with yourself or your friends, and then there's the VP of Disdick or whatever, and you got and you're like, check out Penelope over here, and they're like, what?
Yeah,
Penelope.
What?
He's led us into hell.
Persephone.
Okay, so what I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm equally
And I was good because
equally guilty.
I didn't make a joke about like a tomato into hell. Sorry.
Oh.
Let us find out.
He's led us into hell.
Let us find out.
Let us.
He's kimchi into purgatory.
What's funny is, let us find out. I spelled it Lettuce.
What about kale into limbo?
That's your little private joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I like kale into limbo. There's a lyrical
or
nature
collard
there.
So yeah, he led us into hell. I spelled it correctly, but
Let us find out.
I put it Lettuce. That comes from the joke that I told once. I'm not claiming I invented it, but I never read it. I think I made it up, according to me. Yeah. And
Could be convergent evolution type thing.
Yeah, sure. And
genius mind comes up with a similar.
Now
joke
that I've presented the punchline, you'll guess what I'm going to say. Probably, maybe.
I sometimes like the whole say the punchline first and like Jeopardy style work backwards.
What did the vegetable minister say to the congregation?
Let us pray?
Yes.
us.
Let us pray.
Let us pray.
Let us pray.
Let us pray.
That has been my joke.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, I'm sure someone said it before.
It'd be better if we could find and I don't know that it exists, but if there was a way to switch out pray for something related to like lettuce or food.
Mustard greens.
Sometimes,
let us.
I'm with you.
Fry. No, that doesn't
I'm
work.
with you in theory, but sometimes when you add too many puns to the joke, it overwhelms it.
Well, it only works if it's like a real one-to-one. It would have to be something that rhymed with pray, ideally started with a P and ended with a Y. I can't think of something off the top of my head that would be appropriate.
finesse. That's some serious.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to conclude this point so we can take a break.
I've been trying to say this one thing for the past few minutes. Okay, what I was trying to say is that it makes sense that now, knowing what we have known about Sulu, it makes sense that Lear would be up to no good. They kind of hinted at it when Sulu was being so suspicious of her, because we love Sulu, right?
Yeah.
I don't think this story would make him out to be someone who gives orders out of fear and without reason.
Which was definitely sort of, I think in the last episode I discussed how I thought it was a little out of character for Sulu to be sort of so aggressively black and white about this.
Right, so that almost is like a hint based of a contextual hint.
See, that didn't trigger it in my head for some reason.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was the way he said it.
Yeah, he said it better.
I said it better.
He always does.
I said it better.
Better?
What?
But yeah, because we know Sulu is a good guy, and it would be weird to have Sulu being so wrong, and so just what we know of the characters, it makes sense that she is up to no good.
But let me challenge that characterization. I definitely think she's hiding something, but because this is Star Trek, because of how this is all set up, I'm positive she's not quote unquote up to no good.
Maybe
I think she's hiding something for her own reasons that are maybe not even good reasons, but I don't think she's like making shit up.
Maybe she's an augment.
She might be. She's an augment. Maybe she's Delmonda.
Maybe she's Marla.
Maybe she knows an augment.
Maybe she's Marla.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Marla's niece.
Probably wouldn't be Marla because they probably have an image on record. But but I was gonna say, Tuvok. We learned new lore. This show brings us new lore. That Tuvok admits that. First of all, he admits that Vulcans can lie, but he claims that it's really difficult, and some just can't do it. But more importantly, it's because of this aversion to lying that they're excellent lie detectors. That's the real lore.
That I can buy.
Yeah.
I don't believe his propaganda, his typical Vulcan propaganda, even though it is softened propaganda. The previous propaganda was Vulcans can't lie, but his is some can, some can't.
But we're lie detectors.
But it's really difficult. But I buy that they can spot a lie.
Yeah, but can you buy that they have an aversion? They don't like to lie.
Yeah, I can buy that. Like a good solid bog standard Vulcan would prefer not to lie.
Who likes to lie though? I mean, I don't like to lie.
Well, I bet you
some people love it.
I think some Vulcans
some people
are
are
all about it. All right. Let's take a break. And when we get back from the break, Dan is going to tell us some awkwardly phrased lines, and then we will continue our discussion of I Am Marla.
Fuck yeah.
Be right back.
I will see you when you return.
And we're back.
Hey, you there. You abandoned me!
You've taken two separate clips and kind of squished them together in a funny way.
I know.
That's fun.
Can you do a beat with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you haven't done any beats in a while. I guess there hasn't been much beat-worthy stuff from my hand.
We mean you no harm.
Maybe there's some...
We mean you no harm.
Yeah.
We mean you no harm.
Was that labeled?
We mean you no harm.
Did you label that beats?
I did.
Were there any others? Because I was actually going to ask you this because I had noticed there hasn't been many beats in this podcast, and I was wondering if maybe there's something about the audio podcast format, perhaps?
I don't know.
That makes it a little less...
Why don't you tell me? 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 Why don't you tell me?
You think the Russian guy would have some beats?
So this is your plan. 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 So this is your plan.
Now, you put them all together.
What about some...
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Dan's nickname in high school was Two Measures Too Far Dan.
Oh, man.
No, I disagree with that sentiment.
It's an appropriately cumbersome nickname.
I do it just the right amount of times to get and be satisfied by the beat. You want to get the beat, you want them to realize it's a beat. If you end
it has to form
if you end
itself.
it too early, they'll be like, "Wait, was that a beat? Oh, that was a beat. I didn't even realize it."
Beats have to, you have to
establish
You have to take a
themselves.
little time. Yes,
Yeah.
establish that.
No.
Okay.
I was
Anyways,
looking-
Asked and answered. I suppose.
okay. The last thing about the Tuvok part was that we didn't talk about is he's telling her that she's in deep shit.
She seems freaked out.
Yeah, and he says, and he says it in this tone that sounds like he's helping her. He's like, "Don't be surprised if your alarms go off. You know, it's just a warning. Your alarms might." He says it like
gonna be
he's like he's
spying
being
on you.
helpful, but
He's like, I'm fucking watching you.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he figured out this was a lie. Up until now, it seemed like he respected her work. Did he suspect all along, and it just
No,
became stronger, or is it something that she said this time around?
I think is exactly the point you pinpointed, and I appreciate that, Dan, because I didn't actually kind of catch that when I was listening to the podcast, but what you played just before the break, that you're right. That's he notices when he says fascinating.
Yeah.
He does say it in a way that's indicating he's like, you're full of shit. I'm telling you, you're full of shit right now.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And you know what? And again, just to correct myself, I don't think he's saying she's full of shit. I think he states directly, he's like, you're hiding something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to figure out what that is.
Vulcan bullshit detector.
But he does say like when I read your logs, maybe then you'll be ready to tell the truth, and that's some crucial parent telling their child. It's like maybe you'll be ready then after I whip you a bunch with this belt.
I forget exactly how he phrased it because it was a little joyfully cumbersome in that Vulcan way, but basically being like, you know, we'll be on equal footing with regard to the information we have, so then we can have an actual conversation. Because I think that's part of what Tuvok is saying. He's like, now that I've started looking at your logs, I realize that there's been a deficit of information.
He says, I will begin a complete review of all the recently discovered logs. The next time we speak, you and I will be operating from more similar knowledge bases. Perhaps then you'll reconsider telling me the truth.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so were we doing the weird lines or are we going on with the parts?
Yeah, no, let's do the weird lines. Let's do that now for some fun.
Little
second break fun times.
I have fun on the podcast.
What the hell?
So these are now, Dan has selected these subjectively and artisanally. What did you call this?
Selected these objectively.
What did you call
It's
this?
a sexy topic.
What did you call this list again, Dan?
Weird lines / delivery.
Okay. There's a lot in this episode. So I'm curious what you've picked.
There's 6 in this list.
All right.
Because you had to limit it at some point, right? At some point you had to say no. Number 1, Tuvok says, but why bring them to you? Lear says, my senior thesis was an examination of the current Federation ban on genetic engineering. The exceptions, the lines we assure ourselves are clearly defined, but when it comes to augmentation, let's just say that God is in the gray areas. It was a little, I thought the delivery was a little weird. And I have that line.
Let's just say that God is in the gray areas.
I mean,
You're trying to invent a new phrase.
Yeah.
So God is in the details is the traditional phrase.
yeah, that's maybe that's part of why it was
Is
awkward.
it a devil in the details?
Well, there's the devil in the details. There's a God in the details.
Yeah.
There's also the God of the gaps, which is an evolutionary term.
Deus Machina.
And Deus Ex Machina. Or yes, Jesse.
That's what I meant.
If
to
you
say,
want, you
yeah.
can say in Deus Machina. That's whatever works.
Whatever. That was what I was looking for, and I'm a fool.
Yeah. Agree, Dan.
List
point number 1, full agreement.
Yeah.
Subjective agreement.
Yes, subjective agreement. Just delivery wasn't very convincing to me. And it, like you said, Patrick, it was seemed to mix
Dan,
things.
for the audience at home, Dan is
Patrick's
taking his
gonna-
hand and he's sort of wiggling it back and forth.
I thought Patrick was going to say, for the audience at home, Dan is repeating himself.
For the audience back at home, Dan's just, he's so fucking cute.
Oh, man.
I'm very far from Dan in the studio.
Pretty fucking far from
I
Dan.
want to go tickle him.
Was it 12, 15 feet?
Yeah, something like that.
10 feet?
Maybe less. Maybe like 10 feet.
Yeah, maybe it's like 10.
In a pinch, if I needed to lunge over there, I could. But
You could totally pinch
But
him.
Dan and Jesse, just for the geography of the studio, Dan and Jesse are sitting across from each other.
I could reach over and slap him in the face.
And both of
You will remain here under guard.
both of you frequently do lunge across the table. We edit those out and put those on our Patreon.
Check it out, Patreon.
When Dan and Jesse just can physically assault each other. But it's all fun. It's all fun.
You worry too much.
All right, number 2.
Khan says, you do not understand what you were asking of me. Marla says, I do, and I expect you to do it anyway. Khan says, why should I? Marla says, because I want Kali to see the stars someday. It's a nice sentiment and all, but it's kind of goofy. I mean,
Con Jr.
And you don't have these clips. You're just reading them out, which I'm fine with.
Well,
I'm
I
just
didn't
making sure.
Well, I mean,
You're doing a good job.
I recorded some of them. Like there were a lot of clips in this fucking episode.
Yeah, well, yes,
and I did play one for the last one. So you're right. It might probably would have put the delivery. The delivery aspect would have been better had I included the clip.
In terms of judging the
delivery, right? Yeah. I think this one was more just. I thought it was a goofy line. I want Kali to see the stars someday. I mean, it's just really dramatic. It's to me, it seems overly dramatic. I want her to see the stars one day. I don't know. Do people say things like that in real life?
Why are they calling her Kali? I thought it was Penelope.
Well, no, because that was an awkwardly done thing, which is, and I'll be very brief about this because it also confused me. Because she's all like Penelope, and then he's all like talking about like, we know what her name's going to be, and then he's like, oh, it's going to be this other name, Kali. Kali is a Hindu goddess of time, death, and destruction, I think.
Yeah.
So for Khan, you're like, okay, that sort of makes sense.
Kali.
K-A-H-N and K-A-L-I, Khan Kali.
So
Penelope.
She is Kali.
She is Kali. I am Marla.
But Penelope is also isn't maybe not a goddess, but Penelope
It's
was
Greek.
who's she married to? I forget. Odysseus? I can't remember.
Is working together with Delmonda. Is that really going to clear the planet debris from the sky any faster? I mean, no. So what stars?
It's just to survive.
Yeah. So when she says, "I want Kali to see the stars someday," how is she going to get to see the stars someday?
Well, I guess in principle, even though it seems ridiculous that they actually think this, in principle, if they are able to survive long enough, that like
eventually is Kali
the
going to
dust
see
will
that?
settle.
Is Kali going to see that?
I don't know.
It just seemed like it was a very performative line of like she'll see the stars one day. You know,
close.
I don't know. It seemed a little dramatic to me. Anyway, number 3, Joachim says, Paolo, where did you get Ivan's music box? Paolo says, Hassan was emptying Ivan's quarters, Joachim. Erica says, why would he do that? Paolo says, I don't know, Erica. So just to repeat, Joachim says, Paolo, where did you get Ivan's music box? Hassan was emptying Ivan's quarters, Joachim. Why did he do that? I don't know, Erica. It's fine, really, but it's just funny how explicit they are about saying each other's names in the audio-only format. Like they're referring to each other, but they're making sure to say their name. Yeah. I don't know, Erica. Hassan was emptying Ivan's quarters. Joachim. I don't know. It just seemed like they were trying to very, very forcefully let us know who was talking.
Was it like one of those 80s boom boxes, do you think? Because it was totally playing some kind of like 80s music or something.
It was playing a lot of
that was
80s
hilarious.
music.
Like that music was awesome.
I have it written down what that song that was.
Yeah, word. Okay. It sounded like a real
Are you going to tell us, or is it like a...
I'm looking for it.
A Patreon exclusive?
No, I'm looking for it. God damn it.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how to make some money
It's called Your Touch featuring Lejeune by Particle House.
Particle House.
Particle House.
Not Particle Man by
awesome.
They Might Be Giants.
No, I knew you were
Particle House.
Number 4, Ursula says, I don't blame you, but I'm pretty sure I blame him. Meadow says, stop this. We remain Khan's loyal servants or we die. Ursula says, I think we remain Khan's loyal servants and we die. That's just too clever for me.
You know, I like that one.
I mean, it's
in the context, I was like, she's a good retort.
I think that's why I say
allow me to retort.
That's why I say it's too clever. My issue is I don't think people would really say stuff like this. You know,
it's fair.
It is a clever. Would you call it a turn of phrase?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I found that one less aggravating. The other ones you've cited did sort of grate on my ears a little bit, which was unusual because that hasn't happened much in this whole podcast. For the most part, I've been really enjoying the dialogue. There was a few things that stood out here that were a little.
No, here's what I like about it. We remain Khan's loyal servants or we die. We remain Khan's loyal servants and we die. They switch one word and change the entire meaning of the statement.
Right.
It's elegant.
And I like that. It's elegant. It is very elegantly written. It is very elegantly put together. It's clever. I like it. But for my taste, as something that people would really say in a conversation, it's almost too clever. It's almost too planned out. It's like almost too convenient.
It's a little too rash.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
It's for a play.
Yeah.
It's not for
for talking people.
Everyday speech.
I will admit though that it is very, very cleverly put together, but it's just too clever.
And to your previous point, I did want to say when they're mentioning their names overtly, it's both a little annoying, but at the same time, I get why they're doing it, in part because it's harder to distinguish those people. They're characters we don't know.
Yeah.
And the voice actors are all very good, but just because of the nature of how much the characters have spoken and stuff. Unlike with Khan, Ivan, and Marla, and Delmonda, and all, like, we know exactly what's going on in those scenes. With these other scenes, it's helpful because you know where it didn't happen was in the scene with the doctor and what's her name? Like, I just haven't, like, memorized these people's names. Yeah, Mado.
Mado.
And so I still to this, I've been like, what was the name of the doctor? I can't remember. Ursula, right?
Ursula.
So I'm like trying to like put those things together. So sometimes I actually wish they'd be more overt about it. So, you know, it's like, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, and I will say it's a necessary evil.
That's an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, but
we covered that in episode of Star Trek. It's got Star Trek.
Bricks, though?
But it's a necessary evil, and yeah, I'm just thrown off. It's a necessary evil, and as such, though, that doesn't change the fact that it makes the conversation sound awkward. It's beneficial. Yes. I'm glad they did it, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
blood for blood.
It's something to look out for future audio podcast writers when possible. Try to avoid it, but you know what? Sometimes you're gonna have to compromise.
Yeah,
you got to get these things out the door.
You got to get them
on to the information superhighway, the net. The internet.
I am learning the art of compromise, you see.
The internet with a capital I.
Capital I.
Yeah, young kids don't know about the internet with a capital I. Today, the internet is with a lowercase I, according to most writing styles, you know, AP, Chicago, etc. But back in the day, back in the fucking 90s, capital I. The internet.
Errol's Internet.
Errol's Internet was a local internet service provider.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a video store.
Yeah.
Before that.
All right.
That was a bit of color that will make the audience more endeared to us as hosts, even though they don't know what we're talking about. Some of them will.
You'd be surprised.
Number 5, Ursula says, I don't know if I hope you succeed or fail, but I will leave you with one thought. If you strike at a king, you'd best not miss. I never miss. I do have that line.
Go ahead and play it.
Okay.
You have it, but you don't have it at the ready, I suppose.
Okay, here it is.
If you strike at a king, you'd best not miss.
Context is for kings.
And it's, I don't know, her choice of the word best, you best not miss. Instead of saying better, I understand it's supposed to be quick and snappy. If you strike at a king, you better not miss. Even if she said that, it would still be cheesy. But the fact that she says you best not miss, it makes something that was inherently cheesy even cheesier.
Look, it's a cliched line. There's not necessarily inherently wrong with using a common turn of phrase like that, but I don't know. I just felt it was a little out of place.
Yeah.
It took me out of it a little bit.
It did.
Whole, like, you know, you come at the king. Yeah, you better, you know. It's just, I don't know.
It's just, it sounds cliched and like that they threw in there.
It's just sort of fucking obvious.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I mean, I guess sometimes you got to state the obvious for somebody as fucking stupid as Ivan, but anyway.
I mean, it just seems like one of those situations where you wouldn't have necessarily be in a state of mind to think of a clever, like, cliche to tell people.
Well, maybe that's why she used the cliche, because she couldn't think of anything better.
Well,
you think she was walking back? She's walking away, and she's like, oh, man, Ivan probably thinks I'm fucking a jackass.
Yeah. I would have just said, you know, if you try to get him and you fail, he's going to fuck you up. That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
She could have easily kicked him in the balls. He was all drunk and shit.
Yeah.
Not as elegant as that.
But practical. And sometimes practical is where it's at.
And then he goes, I never miss, which is just unnecessarily dramatic. But
Ivan fucking sucks. I have in my notes here, like one of my notes here just says, man, Ivan fucking blows.
Yeah, he does.
I
wish to apologize, my lord.
There you go. I was like, what's he gonna play? Yeah. Number 6.
Last one is simply
John!
See, when Kirk says Khan, it's just long enough. It's not too long. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
Right.
This kind of is like, okay, we get it. We get it.
And we learn in Star Trek 2 when Kirk says it is performative, because Kirk knows exactly that he's not actually he's not trapped. He's got his secret code, his super simple secret code with Spock. He's all good. In this case, whatever. I didn't mind this, but I don't mind you putting it on this list either. I think it is appropriate for this list. I enjoyed it in the sense that I will appreciate the many and multiple literary allusions they're making to both Space Seed and the Wrath of Khan, because it's interesting thematically. But also
it's a context.
This particular example was so overt because they did the Khan thing before, but it was less overt. It wasn't like exactly like Shatner did it, right? It was its own thing, but it was still yelling Khan. Whereas this time it's just trying to sound pretty much exactly like Shatner on Regular One.
I don't know what got into me.
What? Do you have the what sound effect? Because he was like, I don't know what got into me. I don't know. I don't know. You know, the Trip Tucker. What?
What? You just mean
what? Yeah, there you go. Now, can you play the Ivan thing and then play the what exactly when he says what?
Oh boy.
I don't know what got into me.
Yes. So just so the audience out there, just so you know.
I don't know what got into me.
We got to do it one more time.
Okay.
I don't know what got into me.
Oh no.
That was good.
I don't know what got into me.
You did it right the first time.
I'm freaking out.
I don't know what got into me.
So, audience at home, I want you to know that we do truly do this to entertain, and we hope you all are having fun. That is one of the main reasons we do this every week.
This is not to wound you.
However, the main reason I do this every week is because I get to sit here and watch Dan do this amazing stuff.
And that one's difficult because there's a few seconds from when I started to when he says what, so I'm going to hit it now.
What?
There's like a full second.
Yes.
Take some finesse.
Sexy. Sex.
Okay.
Sexy.
Before we get back to your list, we're going to get back to Dan's scaffolding list in a second. I did want to briefly talk about, I had referenced this at the top of the show, that I'm starting to not be a big fan of Delmonda's voice acting choice.
Yeah.
There's something about the accent that's aggravating me. I don't know how to describe it. I wanted to get your guys' views on it, but to me, it's like a little too, I don't know, plain or something. I was thinking
disputes will naturally arise.
It doesn't feel alien to me, and I was like, you know what I want? I want a classic TAS James Doohan. Like I am the alien. I am so alone. I am Delmonda. Something like that, because this voice is just sort of like increasingly casually being like, because when they were first in Khan's mind, it was more alien because it was all they didn't have enough vocabulary. But now the alien, now Delmonda or Khan or whatever it was explained, they're getting more comfortable with each other. So the alien's all like, just, hey, buddy, how's it going?
Well, the way he says arise in the sound I just played.
Disputes will naturally arise.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it.
And that was the true moral injury.
No offense.
Always you assume the worst.
No offense intended to the voice actor. No doubt, a brilliant voice actor. Just the choice, I think, I'm not a big fan of it.
It is not possible. You see, that wasn't so difficult, was it? It is necessary for the good of all.
It is. It does. It just sounds too human.
Yeah.
Like,
is that acceptable?
You can do so much more with voice acting, and like you said, like
it's a great opportunity.
James Doohan has done so much more.
I am asking to share this burden, so in the event of another incident, we may also share the responsibility.
It just sounds like some bank manager.
Yeah, man,
look,
it's like, this is a nice guy to work for. Sounds like a nice guy.
In the animated series, in Lower Decks, in Prodigy, part of the advantage of the animated format is that they could do all crazy aliens and giant space. They could do amazing environments.
Things can look cool. Right? Things can sound wacky.
Now, audio podcast, and they've done that repeatedly in this Star Trek Con podcast, done it really well, taking advantage of the fact that it's audio and they can do crazy, interesting things that would be hard to film. So why, just like Jesse said, why do you pick like a CVS pharmacist voice?
Yeah.
But there's always room for compromise. It is necessary for the good of all.
The guy's all like, make sure to take this on after a meal and don't drink alcohol.
Delmonda and I have formed an alliance. Delmonda and I have formed an alliance.
And you know what? that's the other thing is that Khan is so sexy that in comparison, the guy sounds even more boring because Khan is such a suave and interesting person.
Sexy. Sexy.
Okay.
Six.
All right. So we gotten through one of the parts list. Should we continue?
Yeah, sure. Let's see how many more we get through.
Okay, part 2. Marla's log. She's bummed out. She doesn't like the sunrise anymore. She thinks about how Ivan is a fucked up dude. She kind of hopes she hopes he used to be a good guy.
I doubt it.
She's basically like, everything's fragile right now. She talks to Khan. He's sleeping, and she's telling him to wake up. I didn't get that. She was going, please wake up. I didn't know why she was saying, please wake up like that.
Please, my love, please.
I don't know what she was pleasing at him about, but whatever. Number 3. That was a quick one. Khan was ordering the cleanup of Ivan's rooms, weapons and effects and things, so he can be there for prison. Delmonda wants to help watch. Now Khan immediately jumps to, what? You don't trust us? You don't trust us? And Delmonda's like, it's not that. We just want to help you. And then he's like, okay, but you got to stay outside, you know. This actually happens elsewhere. Later on, he's when they find out, when the kids find out about the ship being built plan, and Khan says, oh, they shouldn't have told him that, you know. And then he goes up to Delmonda, and Delmonda's talking, thinks he's gonna have a nice conversation about the ship. He's like, this was your plan all along, to thwart me, as you were going to tell everybody and turn them against me, so I couldn't say no. That's what you're. So many assumptions. He jumps to he jumps to so many conclusions. You'd think he had one of them jump to conclusions, Matt.
He probably did.
You know, I was joking because I put my fist on my hip as I was saying that.
I
got a little smile on
jaunty.
my face. Jaunty.
Jaunty Dan.
But first it was
Jaunty John.
First the assumption Delmonda is trying to help share the burden, and he's immediately like, so you don't trust us? And then the next time he's talking about the thing, he's like, so this was your plan? Both times he doesn't even ask him. He just assumes that that's the thing. He keeps looking for the issue, and there's no I don't know. He's so distrustful that he.
It's also an example of Khan or actually maybe it's a better way to say it is that Delmonda and his people don't understand the concept of keeping secrets from each other.
Yeah,
literally,
they don't understand the what?
It doesn't make any sense.
Don't do it, Jesse.
Oh no.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, my friend.
My friend.
Next number.
Well, okay. There was a little more for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, you got to stay outside. Delmonda agrees. Delmonda releases Ivan. Okay. Khan wakes him up. He goes, you killed that dude. And Ivan's all happy about it. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I found out they're weekend alone. Isn't that great? And Khan's like, you did some stupid shit. Now shit's all stupid. Yeah. And Ivan goes, no, this is what you wanted me to do. You sent me to gather intelligence, which is what I did. We now know how to defeat them. I mean, nobody said anything about killing, but Ivan sort of neglects that part. He's like, I gathered intelligence. I found out they can die when I stomp on them, I guess.
Because he fucking sucks.
Yeah, what an asshole. Ivan's wanting to take back the planet, and Khan says, this place sucks, man. They're building a ship and they're going to get us out of here. And this part right here is probably the last straw for Ivan, because he's Patrick, you were...
I have a section here that we should have a new game called Patrick Was Right. Well, about Ivan deciding he's more Khan than Khan.
Yeah, well, I think, because I was also saying from the start that Ivan would be a Judas kind of character, which he kind of is, sure. And he
not in his view, of course.
In his view, right? But he's and I knew he was going to be a problem. But you were also right when you said that his problem is that he followed. Yeah, like you said, he's more Khan than Khan. Yeah. Ivan really believed in Khan's message, and he was so hardcore about it that he feels betrayed when Khan goes back on his own word like that. And
he's
so
like, to save Khan, I have to kill Khan.
Yeah,
that's the fair thing to do to Khan is to murder him.
And so when Khan gives up on the planet, that's probably when Ivan's like, "Fuck this guy," you know. Yeah. He feels betrayed, and So I guess Ivan doesn't mind living on a crappy planet as long as it is his crappy planet.
Which is, of course, that's crazy. That's the demonstration of it's insanity.
He is Russian.
And he basically says, they're lying to you. This is our world. These aliens came down and suddenly you're different. You sold out. You embrace weakness. You forgot that we're the best people around. You permit dissent like Hugo, that whole Hugo thing.
Oh, man.
So he feels like he's gotten soft. And with that's when, and he brings up Hugo, which was
and then admits to killing him.
Yeah, right. And it's at the time when he killed Hugo, we didn't really get the sense that Ivan was against Khan at this point, or
Right.
he questioned. I guess he questions Khan's decision not to kill him, but in his mind he wasn't mad at Khan yet. He thought he was doing Khan a favor.
Exactly. But it was the first example of him making a decision that really was against Khan's wishes, but in his mind rationalizing it as this is what he really wants.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what makes sense.
But over time, he started to realize, like, no, I guess I was wrong about that shit. And so he's just like, I did everything from you, and now you're turning your back. He feels betrayed and probably feels kind of stupid too, because he believed in this thing so much, and now Khan's like, I didn't mean to go that hard about it, so he might be a little embarrassed. So anyway, to end that one up, he says, I'm going to go make sure this is righted with the Elborians. That Khan says, I'm going to go make sure this is righted with the Elborians. And I think in Khan's mind, he's ready to kill Ivan, but then he finds out later that's not quite the case.
Yeah.
That's it was a misconception.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
No, my friend.
Oops. Oh, sorry. That's not what I meant to play.
It's quite all right.
Okay, so there's number 4. We're almost at break, but I can keep going.
Yep.
Number 4, Marla and Khan. Marla says, you didn't return last night. Did you sleep? She seems stressed. They're talking about their marriage. They bring up their child, whose name is not Penelope. I was confused at first about that, too. I thought I was confused how they introduced that. That was kind of clever that they held off on the Kali introduction.
Kalima!
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. He goes on to talk about some kind of grains of dust, something about...
a bunch of eternity business.
Yeah, eternity takes it.
Everything's the same. Dinosaur pee.
Every
Turns
grain
into
of dust, every
water,
sunrise, and all things alive and
Dinosaur
often eternity always survive and become the spirit. Yeah, right. It's some kind of thing. I don't know. Did you guys like that line? I didn't have a problem with it.
No,
It was just kind of whatever.
My mind drifted a little because
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, I get the point.
Right, exactly. So
It was a windbag, that Khan.
then they reveals the name. Marla comments on the guards around Ivan's quarters, and Khan's like, gotta decide his fate, and she's all, he did that already. You don't have to decide his fate. You just gotta like go with justice and play nice with the Elborians and do the justice thing. Show the Elborians that you're as much your people as we are.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, they're not. And they are now. So yeah, that's how that went.
Yeah.
And they have playful, fun argument about poetry and poets and Coleridge.
Oh yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I think that they had done that earlier.
So Khan still feels insecure about joining their culture, first because it's supposed to be his kingdom, and also because he kind of feels overpowered by them. So it's as if it's not really up to him. Mm-hmm. It's like he feels weak and
emasculated.
Yeah, and they straight up need them to survive. So he doesn't like it. Yeah, because he doesn't trust them, but he also feels emasculated.
And as we find out
it.
later, he's cool with it as long as in his mind he's like, I'll still fuck him over.
Yeah, as long as
don't worry, I'm gonna fuck him over. He's pissed off at Ivan because he's like, you didn't realize it? I'm still gonna fuck him over in some way.
Right? Yeah. Supposedly, Ivan knows better though. Yeah. And then it ends with she insists that Khan and Delmonda must work together to lead them, and she knows it's hard, but he should do it, if not for him, for Kali, all that stuff. So that's how that scene ends.
Okay. Well, how about this? We're going to take a break, and when we get back, you know what's going to happen?
Poo poo.
No poo poo. No. We're gonna do some. Where the hell has that? Where the hell have I heard that before?
WTHHIHTB.
And then we'll finish up Dan's list and conclude the podcast. And then you're gonna wait till the following week.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Podcast. All right, we will be right back. I forbid you to leave me. And we're back.
You may stay. Just this once.
This time, it'll be different.
Yes, that's
what you think.
Yeah, that's a common refrain. It's like, I can fix him. Yeah. It's totally going to be different this time. Okay.
I am never leaving this place.
All right.
My lady.
But
he was all shy because was Marla naked?
That's what I was wondering. She had to have been naked.
Man.
She had to have been naked.
It wasn't explicit, but the impression I got is that Joachim was uncomfortable because Marla was just all chilling there,
totally naked. And then when she was getting
flopping
eaten, he had to see her naked.
Why didn't they check it for worms?
It's a big spring.
Yeah, but
Come on.
I don't disagree with Jesse. It's like,
I
don't know.
That's a good point.
Once you find like the one thing that's horrifying, I'm going to assume that maybe there's other of that horrifying thing, but also maybe there's totally other horrifying things on this alien planet.
I mean, I guess they thought they killed the worms off or whatever, but that's just a lot of like superhuman arrogance. That's just more of that. Like, oh, we got him. That's it. There's nothing else to worry about. Let's go in the fucking caves in the fucking mud bath.
You did not get them. All right, so we got to get back to Dan's list, but first we will do WTHHIHTB. Where the hell have I heard that before?
You had me there for a moment.
Game, we will figure out how to make this work eventually. We play a clip from somewhere in the Star Trek franchise, and the audience, ideally the audience, tries to guess who it was. This week, I was actually kind of surprised. Shockingly, nobody guessed right. We did get a few people got fairly close. I'm going to play the clip. Again, this is from a couple weeks ago, just to refresh people's memories.
If I could encapsulate all the knowledge I've gained through the years from life experience and careful study into a single pearl of wisdom for you, it would be this. People are idiots.
Now, before you give the answer...
I'll give you an opportunity to guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it something from Star Trek Picard?
It is.
It is.
Right.
I don't remember which episode, but I feel like it's got to be soon.
But it's that guy.
So that's okay. So here's the thing. I thought this would be pretty straightforward because it is recent. It is from Picard. Some people responded and they said they're really digging the game, but they did not offer a guess.
Oh.
Please offer a guess, even if you don't know.
Please,
let's have some
my
fun.
love. Please.
The more people who guess, even if it's wrong or if you give a silly answer, that's fine. This is a silly podcast. We encourage you to guess, but we do appreciate that people are enjoying the game. Multiple people did figure out that it was Brent Spiner. Okay, so a lot of people, that was fairly straightforward.
Yep.
And I think the closest guess we had was Mark, who emailed to suggest that it was either Alton Soong from Picard Season 1 or Adam Soong from Picard Season 2. And
that's right, because there were two.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly, and that's not even counting Data and Lore and all that stuff from Picard Season 3. So
that's right, I fucking forgot.
I guess
drum roll,
Season 2. Right?
drum roll, please. Blah, 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 blah. The correct answer
the
is
young Soong, right?
It's Adam Soong from Picard Season 2, who's the 20th century Soong.
Right.
Or the 21st century. They go back to 2024.
The one that made the girl that looks like the girl from the first season.
He made clones, and his whole deal with it, he was a crazy genetic engineer. And also kind of an asshole. But all the Soongs are
Did they have to
assholes.
guess the episode, too?
Well, ideally, if you would guess the episode. I mean, tell us whatever you can. The episode was Fly Me to the Moon, which was Picard Season 2, Episode 5. If you happen to remember Picard Season 2. I have not revisited it.
I think I'm a clone now.
Yes. All right. We'll not play the clip for next week. So you can guess. You haven't.
Don't guess it, Dan.
You have.
Soon you will.
This podcast releases on Monday. You have until Friday, because that's when we usually record. You have until Friday to guess.
You can.
What this is. And
you must.
I'm trying to make it easier. So I picked, I think, an easier clip for you all to guess. So
this is your plan.
Here is said clip.
More! Johnny 2!
Now, honestly, I think everyone should be able to get that. No problem. So I think we're going to get so many guesses that what I'll say is the winner will be, I'll just pick randomly. I'll collect all the correct answers. I'll put them in a little Excel spreadsheet, and I will randomly select one to be the winner.
Beautiful.
So send in your
That's what I'm talking about.
Send in your guesses to feedback@itsgotstartrek.com or on social media @itsgotstartrek or Facebook or YouTube comment on this video, whatever you prefer. Just get us that information. Although feedback@itsgotstartrek.com is sort of the best way to do it, because then you don't reveal the correct answer to the other people.
You sounded like Hank Hill.
Reveal. Hey, Bobby.
Reveal.
Hey, Dad.
Hank Hill is awesome.
Hey, okay.
the geese have spots.
That was in response to Jesse saying Hank Hill was awesome. Okay.
Patrick
was like, that was a nonsense.
So yeah, send in your guess. I'll play the clip one more time, and then back to the discussion.
More!
People are at home, they're driving along, they're doing whatever they're doing, listening to the podcast. They're like, I know exactly what that is.
I've never heard that before.
I know exactly. Where the hell have I heard that before? No, I know exactly where I've heard that before. I'm going to write in to It's Got Star Trek and I'm going to click, click, click.
Feedback.
They're going to mention my name on the next podcast. All right.
Grab that line.
Dan, item number 5.
I hit it with a sledgehammer.
I think is it 5? Are we on number 5?
Yeah, 5.
All right.
Opens with them listening to Your Touch featuring Les Jeunes by Particle House on Ivan's boombox. They call it a music box, and it's Paolo, Joachim, and Erica. Joachim and Erica are wondering what's going on with Ivan. Paolo doesn't seem to care because he's more concerned about the planet situation, as he should be. Someone has to.
Paolo is repeatedly the most sensible person.
Yes.
Yeah.
They party down to the music. They see the Elborians, and they freak out, and they turn the music off, and they're scared of the Elborians, which is funny because in a bit we find out that those two Elborians are scared of them.
Totally. Yeah.
You motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah, right. They say,
Please do not hurt us.
I know, right?
Yeah. So
humans will kill you.
Yeah, Paulo rules, by the way. He's all brave and he just goes up to him, even though Joachim and Erica are all freaked out.
He's like, yeah, bros, what's up?
He seems so happy-go-lucky. Like when
He's the greatest.
When he was asking Marla if she was sick when she was pregnant, and he goes, "Hey Marla, you sick?" She's like, "Nope." And he goes, "Okay, all right, whatever. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, whatever." So he introduces himself, and I think their names are like Kimura and Oretta or something.
Something like
that. Yeah. They have some telescope thing. They're watching celestial movements.
Yeah.
They tell him not to hurt him, and then Erica and Joachim are like, they're all chill with them now, and they chat about watching the planet debris. They're like, you don't got to worry about us, you know. And then Paulo's been tracking a large piece, so he has something to chat with them about. So they're talking about what they're going to do about this darn planet. And that's when the aliens reveal that they're doing this in part to build a ship. Mm-hmm. And then Joachim's like, your ship was destroyed. And then they're like, your ship was destroyed. The one, I think he said something like to replace the one you destroyed or something like that. But that's when they reveal they're making it for Khan and company. And they're like, no way. And then
and by the way, new feature, Patrick was wrong because last week I had assumed, I think, Dan, I mentioned that because they were taking metal into the cave, and Dan, you were all like, why are they building a spaceship in a cave? And I was like, oh, I didn't read it like that. I read it as like they're building a spaceship, and also they've got to live in a cave. So I thought that's what they were doing, but no, it seems like they were actually building it in a cave.
I was wrong too, because I thought that them building a ship for Khan and company was their way of kicking them off the planet as if it was a bad thing, and you were.
I was like, I think they're just being helpful.
They're being helpful,
right.
And you were right. They were being helpful, but interestingly, Khan sees it as they're trying to fuck him over a little bit. He's mixed about it. On the one hand, he wants to get off the planet, but on the other hand, he doesn't like that he told everyone else because it's locking him into the position that he has to leave the planet.
Because Khan comes from the perspective that control of information is control of people's minds, which it is.
And there's this
the boys don't understand that.
Ivan has this idea that like this is their planet, but like if they can get off the planet, they can have any planet. Yeah. So what is this idea? Like, why is this their planet? Like Kirk said that this is their planet. Like, why are they just going along with that? That's the only reason.
Pride thing.
Exactly, it's a pride thing, and it's
we are superior.
And it's an interesting thing that happened with humanity, which was this is extreme oversimplification, but basically a lot of cities up to the year 1000, when there was like a natural disaster, like a flood or an earthquake or something, when the city got totally destroyed, you know what they did? They moved the city.
Just moved it.
They moved it somewhere else. They're like, that place sucks. Let's go move it somewhere else. But then around 1000
Move it like
AD,
a mile over.
like everywhere around the world, like cities were like, no. We're going to stay right here.
We're going to stay right here.
It's like the rich people in California whose houses keep sliding off the cliff. You know why they're sliding off the cliff?
Or burning.
Those are called the slidey cliffs. That's the geological term. That's what cliffs do. Cliffs are rocks just shearing off.
There's mud, baby.
Gravity is just taking the rock off. That's what makes a cliff. And they're like, I'm going to build my house there. That's fun.
Stop this.
You cannot ask this of me.
Rant over.
It's so dry here.
I was saying stop this to the people who kept building on the same.
No,
style.
I understood.
Yeah,
I interpret that correctly.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't think it was directed at me.
Okay.
like okay, maybe it was.
Okay, and so all right, so yeah, then they jam on the music, and the Elborians, of course, they've never heard music before. It's just what a crazy.
No, they heard music, but they didn't hear music with voice.
No, I think they've never heard. No, I think they've never heard.
If you
music.
don't have voices, you don't have a starting point for music because music. For humans comes from singing.
But you still have ears and you can still beat on things.
And that's the thing is, if you, the line,
but it all started with voices.
I'm aggravated that I didn't write down the line because it was interesting, but the way, at least as I interpreted it and recall it, and with the caveat that of course stipulating the memory is faulty, was that they stated that they never heard the combination. They're like this voice on top of music. They're like, we've heard people speaking before and we've heard music. Like they're like something, they're like, we don't understand that. And that's awesome.
So the line is, they say, we don't, may we hear it again, the pleasing sounds that come from that black box. The music, voice and instrument together.
Voice and instrument
unusual
together.
and beautiful. Don't you sing where you come from? They're telepaths. They probably don't have vocal cords. Okay, I mean,
they say voice and instrument. That's what I thought was interesting. The idea that they would have never put those things together. I think they have instruments. I think they know instruments, but they just didn't think about whatever voice. And Jesse, I bet they used to have voices, and then when they became telepathic, they may have slowly evolved away. Like all those weird little creatures in those caves, those spiders and fish and stuff that their eyes disappear because they don't need them anymore.
Or deep under the sea.
I guess you might. I guess you're right. I took it to mean they never heard music in general, but I guess there's nothing to indicate that directly. But well,
let's continue.
Okay,
it wasn't precisely clear.
Yeah, because they say
but they did mention instruments
because they say that you can have all the music you want or something. Isn't that what he says?
Yeah.
He says, you tell me everything about the ship and you can have all the music you want. So he just says music. I understand what you're saying and you're probably right. It's just, they kept referring back to music. They kept referring back to music in general. So that's why I think I was confused.
He's talking about this one cassette tape they have.
So I don't know what he meant by you can have all the music you want. Is he going to give them their boombox, or are they allowed to come over and listen to their music whenever? What does whenever you want mean?
Right.
I don't know.
How much music do these people from the 90s have?
Yeah. What does all you want mean? I wouldn't give up my boombox for a little information.
They have Milli Vanilli.
Anyway, number 6, Ursula and Mado are sad. Mado won't eat. Ursula won't look at Mado. Ursula says the baby dying isn't Mado's fault, but Mado's like, I'm the one who broke the wall. It's all my fault.
Khan's losing control here. We expected it.
I hit it with a sledgehammer.
We kind of were expecting it with Ivan, but now that Ursula is sort of openly being like, this is fucking bullshit.
So
it's like Khan is losing control over these people.
Yeah, and Ursula says, no, it's not your fault. She blames Khan for this whole thing because she says they should have never been down there in the first place, but that's not really fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an okay point, but hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah, it's one of those.
She blames Khan, but not because he didn't properly supervise the situation, because that's really what the problem was. The problem is they weren't properly supervised. It wasn't Mado's fault, but they weren't properly.
Because they're all fucking arrogant. They just think they can do anything. They're like the DIY people who are like, I'm just going to knock down this wall, not realizing it's a load-bearing wall or some shit. Because they don't know about this stuff.
Right. So
they've never been to a different planet.
So it's really the problem is they weren't properly supervised. But the way she's Ursula blames Khan. She blames him for listening to the aliens. She blames the aliens indirectly for the aliens had nothing
to do with this shit.
And she goes, it's Khan's fault. We shouldn't have been here, and he's listening to the aliens, and that's their fault. And none of this is the aliens' fault. If anything, it's Khan. Like I said, if it's anything, it's Khan's fault for not supervising, not for trusting the aliens. Yeah, so there's like you said, someone breaks a load-bearing wall, and somehow that was masterminded by the treacherous aliens. I don't know.
The thing is, this is important because this is one of those things that's important to know in life. That difficulty with highly quote unquote intelligent people is that they have good rationalization engines. They can rationalize any position because their mind has lots of facts and is really good at moving and clicking them around. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous for people to be like, I'm just going to I'm going to view the universe as most benefits me. Khan does it all the time. Ursula accuses Khan of doing that, of changing the goalposts, and now she's doing the same thing with the Elborians. It's crazy.
And then she brings up the old shit. She brings up old shit with the Enterprise. Yes. And she goes, he shouldn't have taken over the Enterprise in the first place. And that's come on, that's a little out of scope here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with her,
but I mean,
True.
Okay, maybe he shouldn't have done that thing on the Enterprise, but she's blaming an event that's happening this second on some some shit that happened
It's
20, 30 steps ago.
It's a too little, too late kind of thing.
Yeah, she's willing. She's willing to blame this whole thing on something that happened before she reached the planet. There are other things to blame. There are things to blame him about for taking over the Enterprise, but this particular event, that's done.
On the other hand, it is also fair to note that this is a common reaction.
I mean, why not
to explaining or justifying a tragedy or lamenting that? Because you can anything that happens, like if you lose a game that you're playing, you could always say, "Oh, it's because if this one thing hadn't happened 10 years ago, then I totally would have won this game."
Well, right. So if you're going to blame the Enterprise, why not blame the people for creating Khan in the first place?
Yes.
Why not blame his birth?
Which is the true moral doodad.
The true.
You got the line.
And that was the true moral injury.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So just saying, like you could go way back far. But anyway,
question for you, Dan.
But I just want to say, I just want to say, Mado is more reasonable. She says this is nobody's fault. The planet exploded. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
The question for you is, I think this probably is more in reference to the previous segment. But did you have a clip of one of them said like right now is my time?
Oh,
do you have a clip that says right now is my time?
But right now is my time.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
Is it Tuvok?
Play it again. It did. I know it sounded out of context. It did sound like Tuvok. Play it again.
Okay.
But right now is my time.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's the other
But
guy.
right now they gotta do what's right for them.
That's like,
Because it's their time.
Isn't it Paolo?
Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
That was Sam.
But right now is my time.
That was Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. When they're like, chilling underground somewhere.
But there's always room for compromise.
I was meant to get.
There's always room for the Goonies.
Isn't there
the Goonies? That was a Goonies.
Is there an
reference.
actual quote that says there's always room for Jell-O or something?
I don't know.
That's from a Jell-O commercial. Yeah.
Jell-O with that used to have Bill Cosby as their spokesperson.
Well, that's not what I was getting.
Jell-O.
Well done, Patrick.
All right.
Well done.
I just needed to. I know it was a little artificial, but I needed to squeeze it in there because I went to the trouble to record that clip of of Sean Astin in the Goonies.
Foxy.
His mom was Patty Duke.
Ah.
His adoptive father was Sean Astin, or no,
John
Astin, who played Elmo Adams.
Elmo.
In the Addams Family.
Matthew Modine.
Gomez
Matthew
Adams.
Modine has a daughter who's an actor.
Matthew Modine was in Full Metal Jacket.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And in Stranger Things.
Things.
No spoilers, please.
Oh, I haven't watched the new Stranger Things.
I have. I could totally.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right.
I'm almost there.
Okay,
I'm
kill
rewatching
me.
it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
kill
Okay.
me.
Okay. What'd you say, Jesse?
You're gonna kill me.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways. Yeah. So yeah, but
we're on number 16.
Okay. She says she kind of blames herself a little too because she says he's reckless and we keep thinking it'll work out this time. So she kind of takes a little responsibility because she's like, we will keep following him and we keep thinking it's going to work out differently. So there's a little bit of agency there, but not much.
Yeah.
She doesn't blame Mado. She blames Khan. She doesn't blame herself. She blames Khan and then the stupid aliens. Mado's getting pissed.
Yeah.
About this whole thing. But the reason she's not blaming Mado or herself is because she sees Mado as an extension of herself. So she doesn't want to, she's like, it's not our fault, it's their fault. Anyway. So number 7, Marla's going to lead everyone to the caverns to carry the loads and unpack for some reason. Khan's nervous, but she insists he stay behind because it's according to her job's easy. And then he needs to deal with the Elborians to work out that shit with Delmonda. She says, don't wait up. I'm going to go bathe.
In eel-infested waters? Those are the shrieking eels!
And,
inconceivable.
And this line when Khan's like, you can't swim. She goes, I'll hold on to the side and float. And he says, have someone stand a watch outside. And she laughs. And that's another reason why I think she was naked.
Totally naked.
Outside.
Anybody want a peanut?
And this is when Paulo tells Khan they know about the ship, as if that's news to Khan, but he's not happy about this. He wanted it a secret. It's just so he could have the option to turn it down, but now he doesn't. Khan says he can go hang out with the aliens, begrudgingly, and Paulo's hyped about that. Marla's like, don't worry, it's cool. And then Khan and Marla are showing strong affection and desire to be near each other. And then Marla calls her people to follow her away. Number 8, Ursula visits a drunk Ivan.
Yeah.
She's like, Khan's probably going to kill you for this. And he's all drunk. And he's like, whatever.
I'm going to
It's like he like made his own vodka. He's drinking his own like brew.
Yeah. He reveals that he's gonna trick Khan by pretending that he's like a repentant or whatever, and then he's gonna poison his super 200-year-old bottle of wine and give it to him.
Moron.
They're celebratory. Yeah, I mean, then he's gonna kill the Oborians, and yeah, this is a lot to reveal to fucking Ursula. A lot to assume that she'd be okay with.
I mean, earlier he was like, "We'll just one by one.
Yeah,
they outnumber us 4-1. One by one, we'll just strangle them to death.
Right.
Pick
They
them
still
off.
bleed.
Yeah.
Khan's all like, I recognize a poison cup when it's given to me.
And I mean, he's lucky because Ursula's basically like, go for it, but you're gonna get fucked up.
I'm not helping.
But yeah, I mean, he was drunk as fuck, but still, come on, you gotta have some sense when you're drunk. You gotta hold your liquor that way.
For real, dude.
Yeah, Khan meets with Delmonda. Delmonda knows about the meeting. Oh yeah, and Khan is once again suspicious. I mentioned this earlier. He said,
Delmonda says the good of all, which was the name of the previous episode, not this episode.
He said, you leaked that info on purpose to force my hand. I can't say no now. This guy never quits with the demands and the assumptions. And Delmonda's just like this guy. And Khan says I can't share power with you, and Delmonda's like, rolls his eyes. And Khan's like, this lake has no food, there's nothing. And then this is when Delmonda says, we have a plan to fix it, but it means half of our people and half of your people have to find sustenance in another cave until we can get this ship built.
I think, now tell me if I'm wrong here, because I may be. I thought I understood it as all of Khan's people would be fine and half of Delmonda's people.
I thought it was half of Khan's people.
See, that would make more sense in some ways, but I was thinking it was an example of, and it's an important point to make, and we probably can't settle that now, but we can review that before next week.
Well, it says, I can feed half of my people as well as yours. So that's interesting, because when he said half of my people as well as yours, I thought he meant half of my people as well as half of yours, but it doesn't say that.
See, and the follow-up of that conversation when he says, I'm going to send half of my people 1,000 miles away to some other caves, suggests to me that he means I'm cool with covering all of you because there's fewer of the Khan's people, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take care of all of you because we're cool like that. And then half of us are going to go march down and hopefully figure out some shit later. Because that, again, it's the balance of it is not we're being exactly even. The balance of it is really Delmonda saying like, I'm actually, I have the power to rescue all of you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to potentially sacrifice part of my people to do it because I'm awesome.
You know, you're right. When he said half of mine and yours, I read that as half of yours, but it never actually says half of yours. Right. So that's even better than I thought it was going to be. Because I was going to say the downside of this unity that Delmonda has is that they expect all this greater good shit to happen, which ends up that half their people are probably going to die in order to save this other group that isn't a part of theirs.
It's not the modern Federation. It's like people from the 90s. They have no concept of the greater good.
And, well, it's a dictatorship also, so which promotes the idea that one person's idea is like the most important idea.
Of course.
But at least in Khan's group, it's a dictatorship. It's horrible. But at least in Khan's group, his people know he's not going to sacrifice half us for some other group we don't know. But if you're part of Delmonda's group, you got to be like, well, we don't know these people that well. He's going to sacrifice me for some people he doesn't know. But it's the greater good. That's the
thing is, I bet they're into it.
That's the downside of unity that people don't talk about, though.
But it's a downside from your human perspective, because I bet you their perspective is like, hey, I'm cool with, I'll give it a try. Down in those other caves.
I'm just saying, I bet those people going to the other caves wish they were in the group that got stabbed.
Fair point, because we did see them. They were like, don't kill us. You monster monkey people.
But yeah, if this doesn't prove Delmonda's altruism, I don't know what does. He could blast them into oblivion, yet he chooses to potentially sacrifice half his people to save Khan's people.
Melt their weapons.
All right, what's next?
So they're gonna build the ship in Khan's cave. Blah blah blah. Science. But the ship only holds 4 people.
Yeah. Whoa, that's new information.
New information. So how can their people reunite after the ship is built if it only holds 4? I guess they're gonna. I guess they reunite after they fetch the help.
Delmonda said the point is they go out, they find some people to help us.
Yeah.
And they come back with more ships and shit.
And then they'll come together for building and enforcing laws.
Oh, come on.
Khan's not really into the idea of them working together. Delmonda says, we will learn to tolerate our differences and celebrate that which we share in common. Whatever happened to celebrating differences and diversity? Isn't that something you celebrate too?
I think Delmonda probably believes that, but he's talking to Khan, so he's speaking Khan's language.
Yeah. Delmonda says, this is in reference to Ivan, whereas our laws recognize that when one has separated himself from the community by violent actions, the support of the community is necessary for reintegration. Given time and the work of our healers, Ivan could be taught to process the pain of his past, to separate his identity as an individual individual from the identity you imposed upon him when you ordered him to slaughter thousands during your wars. I think Delmonda is overestimating their rehabilitative powers when it comes to Ivan.
Yes.
I think this could be a bit naive in their mind.
They should have totally executed Ivan.
The Elborians are Scandinavian. That's the impression I get.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just what my point was is that like they have a great idea, but I think they're a little naive as to how well that idea can apply to people like Ivan.
What the trick is that we don't know what the details of that quote unquote rehabilitation is. If that rehabilitation means that they have like some sort of metric and they're like, he's not going to get let out until he like meets some criteria, then it's like, okay, maybe it's not so naive. Maybe it's naive that it's everyone, but sure, give him the chance.
Well, yeah, it says to discipline is to teach, not to punish. It's a nice sentiment.
I like that sentiment.
It is a nice sentiment, but once again, Ivan, I don't know. We'll
but
see.
that dude's going to escape from prison, man.
It's an interesting debate.
Anyway, so Khan seems okay with it. They've reached a consensus. Hooray. Next 10, Marla and Joachim in the hot spring. Joachim says it's stinky. He leaves.
Stinky.
She's loving it.
Stinky.
She doesn't know this will be the last bath of her life.
Jesus fucking Christ. She got healed.
Something bit me.
She makes a joke about not leaving, and Joachim's just like, "But my lady," like he doesn't get it.
You aren't gonna leave.
And then she's attacked. Oh no! And then 11, Khan's visiting Ivan again, and then Ivan fake apologizes and grovels, and he offers him the wine. And they reminisce. Khan tells Ivan about the alliance working together to build the ship, and he has to share the authority with Delmonda. Now, Ivan, the last straw has already occurred with Ivan. Yeah. He's already decided he's going to kill Khan. But I think when Khan tells Ivan that he's going to work with Delmonda, I think he's even more pissed off. I think because right now he's in character. Ivan is in character. He's lying. He's trying to be like, I'm sorry. Let's, but so he can poison him. But when Khan says we're going to work with Delmonda, I think he breaks character because instead of focusing on tricking Khan, it seems like he's legitimately pissed that Khan is going on with this. And
in my opinion, that was Khan's final test for him because Khan essentially says it immediately afterwards is like, you jackass, you didn't trust to understand that I'm going to screw these people over.
Right.
Like, so he's like, yeah, I'm going to agree with them. And then if you had let me continue, and then in the process of them helping us, we will find a way to ruin their lives because that's what we do. And I think Khan is pissed, not just at the quote unquote treachery. I think he's annoyed that Ivan doesn't understand that Khan is still an asshole.
Yeah.
And I know Khan wouldn't view it that way, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Right. Khan tells Ivan he won't kill him, which should make Ivan happy, but it seems to piss him off more. It's like he'd rather die than to be spared.
Like he's some sort of Klingon or some shit.
Yeah, he'd rather die than be spared because of the Elborians.
I like the scene. The only thing that annoyed me is I called it Chekhov's corkscrew because there was this whole thing about like Khan being like, because Ivan was talking about the alcohol and Khan was like, "Do you have a corkscrew?" And I was like,
"The geese have spots."
I was like, Khan's gonna fucking put that corkscrew right in Ivan's fucking neck. But alas.
So Khan was savvy to the poison cup all along. And then Khan's pretty tough. He beat up Ivan. Khan on the one hand, Khan says, I owed you my life many times over. This is a debt I owe that must be paid. So him saving his life. So he's saying he's showing mercy on Ivan because he owes him because of what he's done. But then, and Ivan's like, don't show mercy to me because and this is funny when Ivan says, don't show mercy on me, because in a bit, Khan says, I forgive you, Ivan. I forgive you mercilessly.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing to say to someone. I forgive you mercilessly.
Well, and there's also it's kind of like a troll because Ivan's like, don't do that. And he's like, I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. But so he turns around and says, what do I owe to a traitor? What do I owe the man I once called brother? The man I have carried through countless battles, blah, 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 blah. So first Khan says, I owe you my life. I will repay the debt by sparing you. Then when Ivan says, don't spare me, he says, why not? What do I owe a traitor? What do I owe the man I once called brother? So the first time he's saying, I owe you my life, which is benevolent. Then the second time he says, what do I owe a traitor? Malevolent. So like, which is it? It's like first he owes him and then he doesn't owe him.
I think
first he's like, I owe you. Then the next time he's questioning, what do I owe?
I think that's a very interesting point. I think you could fill an entire discussion in like an English 302
But we got to move on
just that point.
So he owes him his life, yet he doesn't owe him the mercy of death. It's very confusing. Anyway.
Yeah, but fun. But in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Not in a I don't know what's going on way. I think in a more like these are complex characters.
Yeah. Ivan's pissed. He's like, you abandoned me. Wah. Khan says, I'm going to go with this as long. And that's when he says, I'm going to go with this as long as it suits me. Then I'm going to fuck over those aliens. And he should have liked
You should have known that.
Yeah. And then Khan reveals that he's going to trick Delmonda into thinking that he's grown emotionally by fake forgiving Ivan. This is when he forgives him mercilessly. And I hope these Elborians aren't as naive as they seem to be when it comes to these total assholes, because they seem a little. Patrick, you might disagree about the Ivan thing, but to me, they feel a little naive when it comes to their rehabilitative powers with Ivan, and it seems like they might fall for Khan's trick.
On the other hand, Delmonda is still alive.
Yeah,
he was able to give the logs to Dr. Lear.
Maybe he wasn't alive. Maybe he left him for her. Maybe she just got him. He left him and left a note with it. It was like, this is from Delmonda. He's probably still alive. He's probably still alive.
We have to look at the word.
Anyway, Khan banishes Ivan. Then we go to the end part where, they're in the med bay and talking about Marla's shit, and Joachim feels bad. And Delmonda comes out with someone named Tamarus or something. Anyways, Marla's donezo. And then Khan does the whole but
they keep the baby alive.
Yeah, they keep the baby alive, which that's got to be fucked up. That's fucked up because he has to watch her be alive, like
as an incubator,
and it's not even like she's in a coma and he has the hope she might wake up. Like he knows she's essentially dead, but and it's fucked up because like normally like when someone's in a coma, you at least have hope they'll wake up, but there's no hope she'll wake up. And not only that, he's not going to be able to fully grieve until she's dead, and so he's going to have to wait this out, which sucks for him. But what
I was going to say was, like, at one point you had this hope of these two babies coming.
Two
and two babies for these for the augments, and a boy and a girl. So their hopes of
Adam and Eve
of more more babies, more augment or descendants or whatever. But that hasn't happened. That's not going to happen. But you have, in one case, the baby's lost, but the mother's still around. But then in the other case, the baby's surviving, but the mother's lost.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's a bummer. So he says, like, I will not trade her life for the baby's, which I don't know why he's saying that, because it's like she's already dead, basically. Yeah. And then she goes, this is my choice. And I don't understand how this is a choice. She's dead. End of story, right? Like, but she goes, this is my choice, Khan. I was like, what do you mean this is your choice? You're dying.
Well, because if Khan were to make the choice, he was going to say, do whatever crazy things, even if there's a chance Marla could survive.
He was just going to save the mother.
But she's like, no, I'm choosing to save the baby, save Kali.
And so the interesting, real quick, Khan first is angry and he threatens to hurt him. Then he asks them why. He's pleading with them next. Why are they withholding their power? Is it to wound him? Then he says, I won't. Then he's in denial. I won't trade your life for hers. And then he pleads again. Pleads instead of getting angry at them and pleading with them. Now he's pleading with her not to die. And then he commands her not to die. That classic, that old classic move.
Threatening them. He's like, I'll kill you if you don't save them.
Yeah. So I don't know if this. Crazy. I don't know if this followed the steps of grief exactly, but it was like anger, pleading.
It's because he's genetically engineered. He goes through the steps real quick.
Real different. So real quick. Anyway, he reads Kubla Khan because he hates Coleridge, but he reads it anyway.
It's got his name in it.
And then the sad music plays. I'm picturing during that sad music some kind of shot of Khan and company burying Marla or looking at her grave from far away or something like that.
The music is really good in this show. We haven't talked, I think, enough about it. It is very video gamey, but I don't mean that in a pejorative. I mean like in The Witcher or something. Like it does a good job of setting the mood, and so I appreciate the work they've done with
I think that it was successfully emotional, her death. Like I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Agreed. And well, I guess she's not technically dead yet, but effectively dead. Right. We'll see what happens. Any other closing sections, Dan?
I thought that a line was clever when Marla says, "I swear she kicks every time you say her name," and he goes, "So she takes after her mother." I know it's cheesy, but I thought that line was clever.
I agree.
Because every time you say Marla, she kicks Khan a little bit.
Now, question, Dan. Did you record the line? Did you get the clip where somebody says "truth is beauty" sarcastically?
Truth is beauty?
Truth is beauty.
I got this.
Unusual and beautiful.
No, it's not that one.
I don't know if
One of the characters was like truth and beauty or something. I don't know. It was a sarcastic thing. I don't even remember what the deal is. I just have it in my notes here.
So I didn't get that line. Of all the billions of fucking sounds I got, you always managed to come up with one that I didn't get.
That was one I just thought. Sometimes. When I heard it, I was like, that's such a... You talk about silly deliveries. I thought, I don't know. Not silly. I don't mean that. I don't want to speak negatively. It's just, it stood out at me. Anyway, you can listen to it later. Okay.
Are you sure that was a line in this episode?
That was a line, yeah.
Oh, then
truth is beauty.
Why do you? Oh, right. Why do you hate Coleridge? Why? Oh, right. You're talking about because Marla. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. She was all making fun of Keats. She was like, "Beauty is truth. Truth is beauty."
Yes.
Not in my experience. So I didn't get that line.
And the other guy he was into, what was it? Tennyson?
I got the line right after.
Not my experience.
Right before that was truth is beauty.
That's a good line. Yeah. And no doubt next week there will be even more good lines when we discuss the next episode, episode 8, called Original Sin.
It's a sexy topic.
Well, it's certainly a biblical reference, and we'll see what that's all about when we listen to that episode.
Perhaps another sexy academic topic.
Marla needs to brush up on her poetry.
Sexy tuva.
Wait,
we're wrapping things up, so what, are you clicking things?
What?
What?
I'm not clicking anything. Are you clicking anything?
No, I don't know. You're just asking a question. Okay.
I'm not asking any question.
www.itsgotstartrek.com is the website. You can find all sorts of information there at It's Got Star Trek on social media. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or subscribe to us on YouTube, whatever the terminology is.
Clickety click.
Patreon.com/It's Got Star Trek. That's all the information you need to know. So with that, we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We will depart peacefully.
Goodbye, my brother.
Na zdrowie.
You like music? We have never heard these sounds.
I'll make you a deal. You tell me everything about this ship, and you can have all the music you want.